Meet Ananya, a brilliant software developer from Mysore who spent 2 isolated years coding tirelessly in her bedroom. Her creation, CrishiLink, is a sophisticated AI application designed to connect rural farmers directly with urban wholesale buyers by erasing multiple middlemen. Within the quiet of her room, the value was clear. The architecture was robust, the algorithms worked, and the platform was worth millions. Before any external voices intervened, the facts were simple. Ananya held a functioning, highly valuable asset in her hands. Seeking the capital to launch, she traveled to a massive tech summit in Bengaluru, ready to pitch her work to the industry. This move forced Ananya out of the objective world of software logic and into a high-stakes environment where success is often dictated by perception and peer influence. Waiting for her was a syndicate of 3 predatory investors. They had already identified the app's potential and coordinated a psychological strategy to acquire the intellectual property for a fraction of its value. While Ananya arrived searching for a partnership, the investors arrived with a plan to systematically dismantle her confidence and hijack her sense of reality. The attack began the moment she opened her laptop at the summit presentation booth. The first investor dismissed the app as a basic PDF reader. He looked at her custom AI and called it a useless, glorified spreadsheet. Ananya had spent years refining those algorithms, but the authority behind the investor's scoff planted a small, persistent seed of doubt. An hour later, a second investor labeled her architecture a clunky web scraper, claiming it looked like a failing college project that would crash under any real load. Her heart raced. Despite her own successful stress tests, this coordinated feedback from experts triggered a wave of imposter syndrome that clouded her technical judgment. This is how peer pressure overrides objective truth. When enough authorities tell a creator their work is garbage, the creator often begins to ignore their own evidence. By the afternoon networking session, Ananya's belief in her masterpiece had been almost entirely eroded. A veteran investor delivered the final blow, with a warning about fatal security vulnerabilities in her backend. He claimed that launching the app would lead to massive data leaks and life-ruining criminal lawsuits for her and the farmers involved. Terrified and disconnected from her initial reality, Ananya yielded to the gaslighting. She now saw her revolutionary app as a dangerous liability. When the syndicate offered to take that liability off her hands for 50,000 rupees, she signed over the intellectual property just to escape the perceived threat. The investors used fear to transform a brilliant inventor into a victim who was grateful to give her most valuable asset away. The true nature of the heist became apparent only 6 months later. The investors launched CrishiLink immediately. They didn't change a single line of Ananya's original code or fix a single vulnerability. This chart shows the result. The syndicate took the broken app they bought for 50,000 rupees and sold it to a conglomerate for 50 crores. That massive valuation gap is proof that the code was perfect all along. The loss was a product of manipulated perception rather than technical failure. The syndicate's profit came from dismantling Ananya's confidence, leaving her original, flawless code exactly as they found it. In high-stakes environments, predators use coordinated gaslighting to separate creators from their assets by making them doubt their own expertise. Beyond the lines of code you write, your greatest professional asset remains an unwavering trust in your own expertise. Stand by your own senses and never let the manipulated perceptions of others rewrite the reality of what you have built.